Hey, Paul and everybody. I will be reading a passage out of Don't Get Me Started, so here we go. Rebecca Henderson was more trouble to contact than I'd anticipated. In trying to reach Corky's ex-agent, I first had to wait several days for him even to return my call, then talk him into giving Rebecca a message and wait another several days until she called. Finally, we met at her house, where I repeated my condolences, which I had said at the funeral. But she couldn't give me much information, although I came right out with the question, did the police have any idea who did it, and were they getting anywhere near a bust? No, she replied, but with one or two more questions told me the cops felt it wasn't an intruder and wasn't a stranger. His back was turned, that it could be an angry, jilted female. Not her. She had a perfect, substantiated alibi. Or, I froze, an acquaintance who had it in for him. Like who? I asked. They haven't named names. I myself think it could have been Johnny Cooper, or his crooked backers, mad at Corky. For what? Didn't you hear he'd walked away from their partnership? Their film collaboration? Yeah, I replied, I heard that. Bad feelings? Rebecca laughed. Very bad. Here. She poured me some more coffee. Why'd he do it anyway? Split with them. And Gunderson. Oh, you know, he wanted to move on, make more money. Those films were successful. Not successful enough for Corky. Yeah, I said, I guess not. They hated it, just hated it. Sure, maybe they did it. She gave me an odd look. Frank, can I tell you a secret? Certainly. Well, it's not a secret now, I suppose. Corky was very jealous of you. Come on. He was. He told me. He said you were a better actor than him, which you are. Anyway, he envied your talent. That's a surprise. He never indicated a bit of it, ever, I said. Well, believe me, it's true. I took a chance and asked, so is that why he never lifted a finger to help me all these years? She nodded her head and leaned forward in her chair. Corky was afraid you'd take away from him if you ever worked together again. He won the Oscar. She laughed again, leaning back. Frank, all the girls liked you the best in that film, even me. He knew that. Wow, but he's better looking. He's taller than me. He won the Oscar. You were the hot one. Well, sure, I got tons of fan mail, but... See? It was shocking. Jealous? I always wondered what the problem was. He could have gotten me in at least one of his films over the years. Corky told me that would never happen again if he had anything to say about it. Son of a bitch, I said out loud. I had managed to ditch the SUV before going to her house in the Hollywood Hills, but spotted it up the street from my apartment complex when I returned. I drove right up to it and parked nearby. There was no one in it. I stood around for a while, wrote a note, and left it on the windshield and drove over to my place. Dude, what's your problem? I wrote on the note. Seemed cryptic enough. I almost left my phone number, but didn't. I could be mistaken about it being the exact same vehicle. That night, Rebecca called me. She'd been drinking. She forgot to ask me. She said, did I happen to have any idea who killed him? I lied, but said I really wanted to know, to which she murmured, so do I. It's all too terrible, and she cried. I tried to calm her, but it was a waste of time. I said I'd visit her again sometime, if that was all right. Anytime, Frank. I said I'd call her. All right, so that was the passage that I just read out of Don't Get Me Started. Again, if you haven't bought this book or Paul's 6 other books, please be sure to go on to Amazon.com or paulamac.com and order one of these books. You will not regret it. That is my little public service announcement for the day, PSA. So hope you all have a wonderful weekend and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.